And 3, 2, 1, now. Hi, welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. I'm LewisLightning. So if you were with us last time, things went pretty awry, I guess. For I can't get this chest.
Do that.
For us and the Grey Wardens and the King and everyone else that was in Alistars.
You must speak to Mother, then be gone. You have an army of Darkspawn to avoid, and 'twould be best to get an early start.
Why does your mother want to see me? That's one question I need to ask.
I do not know. She rarely tells me her plans.
Well, I'll go then. I guess I'll thank her for helping me.
You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer.
I'll go now.
I will stay and make something to eat.
But yeah, so basically, if you weren't Terran Loghain or his men, everyone was killed or massacred or pretty fucked up. We were lucky to survive. Apparently, from what Morrigan just told me, we were saved by her mother, who wants to see us now. So I better go find out what's exactly going on, because it's not like they had much of a fight in it. I mean, the Darkspawn are everyone's problems, but she could have helped before if she was really that worried.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
Takes more than a few Darkspawn to kill me.
Duncan's dead. The Grey Wardens. Even the King. They're all dead. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
It's funny, she's like, don't talk about it if I'm not here. And he's like, well, you've never told us your name. She's like, names are useless. Well, apparently you care enough about them because you were upset when we didn't use it. Must have a use then. So magic did save us. So why did you save us?
Well, we cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying at once, can we? Someone has to deal with these Darkspawn. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
The land is hardly united thanks to Loghain.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do it?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The archdemon.
What is the archdemon?
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by Darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
Will you help us fight this blight?
Me? I am just an old woman who lives in the wilds. I know nothing of blights and darkspawn.
You told me more than Alistars told me so far about that.
Whatever Loghain's insanity, he obviously thinks the Darkspawn are a minor threat. We must warn everyone this isn't the case.
And who will believe you? Unless you think to convince this Loghain of his mistake.
He just betrayed his own king. If Al-Eamon knew what he did at Ostagar, he would be the first to call for his execution.
Perhaps we go to him then.
I suppose. Al-Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Surely there's other allies we could call
Of
on.
course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
I don't think it'll be as easy as that.
And when is it ever?
It's always been the Grey Warden's duty to stand against a blight. And right now, we're the Grey Wardens.
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Let's see if you can give us any more help here.
Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
That was a shitty joke. Thank you, but if Morrigan doesn't want to come with us...
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
So we get something, but it's also a benefit for her, so I guess it's a win-win. Is this your idea all along?
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
It is a good point.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
She won't come to harm with us.
Allow me to get my things, if you please.
So now we have a mage in our group. My dog's gone. Oh, he's back. Guess he found his way
I
here.
am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
No, I prefer you speak your mind.
You will regret saying that.
Dear, sweet mother, you are so kind to cast me out like this. How fondly I shall remember this moment.
Well, I always said, if you want something done, do it yourself. Or hear about it for a decade or two afterwards.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
We need all the help we can get.
I guess you're right. The Grey Wardens have always taken allies where they could find them.
I am so pleased to have your approval.
I have some questions, though.
I may have answers. Ask.
Are you really Flemeth's daughter?
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
Just wondering her age.
She would no more tell me than you, I assure you.
You ever been outside the wilds?
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is that all you want? Or is that what you want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
Like ripping. I don't know what that is. Tell me about the village.
'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travelers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Is there any reason to go to Lothering then?
I mention it for its tavern, where travelers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
How we can get past the Darkspawn?
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
I don't sense any Darkspawn.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
Darkspawn are camped farther in?
They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated.
What skills does she have?
I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook.
Her face.
Yes.
Then you can substitute for Alistair.
Right, my cooking will kill us. That's all I meant.
I also know at least 15 different poisons that grow right here in this marsh. Not that I would suggest 'tis at all related to cooking.
I have no more questions.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
People are just assholes to one another. Let's take a quick look around here before we leave, but that's really all the time we're going to have. Probably just be able to leave here. So we got a bunch of new quests. We'll take a look at them too, I guess, before we go. I believe there is at least one thing here that I can get, like maybe a flower. I thought there was a chest too, but I don't see it, so maybe I was wrong. I know there's a chest inside. Flemeth see her talk, but even though she probably has something to say that I haven't heard, I guess there was nothing here. Let's take a quick look at her quests. Probably haven't heard. It's like, well, it's not anything important, really. So basically, the new quest we got, and the invited with Seagoat Earl Eamon. He's in Redcliffe. That's the guy that Alistair said he could help us out. He's got his own army. Orzammar, they can help us. They're part of like we have 3 treaties, so Orzammar is one of them on there, and this is where the dwarves live. So we can go there and try to get their support. And this is for the Dalish. Dalish are elves. There's elves that live in the city as well, but basically the ones that live in the city are usually servants or slaves, and they live pretty shittily. Dalish chose not to live that life, but they have no home. So while they live more or less free, they don't have it. So they just kind of like gypsies moving around. And then the Broken Circle, this is for the mages of the circle to help us. This is, Alistair was talking about it before. Take care of all the mages because they're afraid of the power. And, power. We still have to, deliver this, last will and testament to Jeddah and Redcliffe. And then I had this downloadable content to find a merchant with a good deal. So we'll head out of this area. And the content's automatically saving. So you can see all the areas here, but the only one that's kind of lit up is the one we can go to. If there was others lit up, we could have our choice, but right now it's just Lothering, so we'll go there. You get a good look at the Ferelden here. Not all of. There's much more to this land, but since the story focuses on Ferelden, this is all we're going to see on our map, really. And I'll tell you more about the map probably when we get further into the game, but for now that's all you really need to know. Ooh. So this is Denerim. This is the capital of Ferelden.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Anora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
You spoke ill of the regent. So that queen there's to the left.
Everything I
that
have
was
done
Caelin's wife.
has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banorn will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
But yeah, that's the queen was Caelin's wife. I guess this is the
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Van Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, Your Majesty?
So you see, his daughter, the regent's daughter, was the queen. He kind of just killed his son-in-law, and it's really convoluted here. But obviously, not everyone is willing to abide by what he says just because he's the regent.
Wake up, gentlemen! More travelers to attend to. I'd guess that fellow is the leader.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers!
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
Despicable.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
Yeah, you should listen to your friends. We're not refugees.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Henrik. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
You know that guy who was just talking? His hairline looks a lot like Jory's. His face is totally different. Forget it, I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
He can certainly try. I want to fight these guys.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
Yeah.
I see enemies ahead.
I'll take the leader for now.
All right.
Bam! Fuck up. Al's getting a little bit fucked up too. Boom. Leader assisted. He's almost dead now.
All right, we surrender.
He's covered in
We're just
frost.
trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
Get by, you're a criminal.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
I want some answers. Questions answered.
Well, what could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts.
What exactly have you been doing?
Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much.
Like how the What's going on in
Tear
Lothering?
Loghain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was
Something weird
just trying
happens
to
there.
feed my family, you know? Couple, maybe. A group of wounded
Always
ash warriors
excuses.
came by
You heard about any survivors from the
got
battle?
right out of their way. Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the
What
king
news have
during
you
the
heard?
Darkspawn fight. Got him and themselves killed. Loghain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent
Not true.
is putting a bounty on Grey Wardens. Well then, let me go!
Done asking questions. Turn him into the authorities.
What, are you joking, right?
Or actually, I could
never
use
be a
soldiers.
soldier. I'm not going down without a fight!
Or you can die, your
Get
choice.
ladder so you can get off my back.
Well, take him out. These bandits are still pretty lively. There's not many of them left. And I feel sorry that we're going to have to kill the one. I am killing that one that was kind of against it in the first place.
So you can get off my back.
Looks like there's a couple left now.
I'll get on it.
Alistars faring probably the worst out of all of us. But I think we can handle these dudes before he gets taken down. Just keep him bashed, and we won. Didn't have to use a single potion. Although no one leveled up, that kind of sucks. Let's see. This bandit had something. A dead Templar had a knight's locket and a knight's note. Sir Henrik, a knight of Redcliffe, has this locket has a picture of a brown-haired young woman. Take it all. There's a new quest, Fallen Templar. We'll have to look at that maybe next time, because I'm going to cut it right away. And then the only thing left to do is search this bandit leader. Alright, so I'm going to save it here, and then cut it. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're heading to Lothering. This is kind of like the start of the actual game. Up to this point was kind of just like story and setting. So now we're actually getting into just doing our own thing. Story, I mean establishing the story. So yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment. Thanks. Bye.